Hey, look, I talk my then keep it honest, keep it independent. I hear them hating, but that's only cause they inconsistent. He said the weapon wouldn't prosper, now they wouldn't form. I'm about to golf, I hit the middle and it's good and warm. I got the $1 million motors, I've been getting to it. I got that boost your ego when you listen to it. I know they waiting on the fall, but I doubt that. Cause I've been buying Bitcoin on the bounce bag. Might need a minute in the morning, I've been working late. You see me living in my purpose, I don't perpetrate. I'm certified, mattress off the Yerba mate. She in the green velvet, about to make it percolate. And I just hope they play me never, and they play this forever. Put my family on so we can make it together. Gave my life to God and now he making it better. But just in case they plotting on it, got a brand new Beretta. I'm tryna shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a work break. Shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a work break. I'm tryna shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a work break. I'm tryna shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a... Hold up, slow down, baby, don't you see me? I'm flicking. My in-person better than the TV depiction. Know them devils plotting, wanna see me in prison. But just know all my brothers riding, there won't be no division. I'm making money, making magic, baby, come congratulate me. Aggie starting to agitate me like he glad to play me. Even moments when I ain't mashing, I be acting gravy. I be stunning, stepping in my pennies like the magic play me. And I hope they play me never, and they play this forever. Put my family on so we can make it together. Gave my life to God and now he making it better. But just in case they plotting on it, got a brand new Beretta. I'm feeling fresh up out the freezer, baby, cool as a can. Give up my feelings, trying to purchase some land. I know why they bitter, yes I do understand. I'm doing everything on that, they just do what they can. I'm trying to shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a work break. Shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a work break. I'm trying to shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a work break. I'm trying to shake something, move something that's an earthquake. Coming in every 30 minutes like a... Coming in every 30 minutes, 30 minutes.
You need to chill. You don't know me like that. You got a problem, you can meet me out back. Look, I don't mean to be a sound rash, just hear me out. We don't need to beef about facts, cause yeah, I be down flat every other week until I bounce back. Is it me or am I just trapped in my wizardry? It appear to be really just that, dog. Dog, my life crazy. I'm a Leo, just being like God made me. I'm a Leo, feeling like James Baldwin. Got a couple problems, player, I face all of them. Said he got a problem, guess that I got more of them. Hit you with my paws, dog, all four of them. But I'd rather be more cautious. From the four corners, moving like Transformers. Nandez, bitch. That's the homie, yeah, that's my best friend, bitch. We gon' ride all the way to Death's entrance, through the other side, all the way to Death's ending. It's a couple ways you could go to face death. First time I saw him, he told me to stay fresh. Second time I saw him, he told me I stay blessed. Third time I saw him, I told him I see you next, big flex. What a fucking mess. Even feel like the best, fucking depressed. If I know me, why do I gotta guess? I inspected it, what did you expect? I'm connecting the dots, dog, and my plug is the www.com. Show me love, I'ma reciprocate it, it's not hard. If it's yours, you can keep it, whatever, there's no charge. Ain't nothing free, ma, as you can see, especially not me, ma. But fuck it, the world yours though. But it ain't delivery or the journal. Go get it, I gotta go now. Catch you later, bitch, catch you at the showdown. What a fucking trip's been a long road, wow. Chapter 7, book 3, shit I wrote down. Problems, got a couple problems. He asked me if I had a problem. Frontin' like he don't know the problem. I guess we got a fucking problem. I guess I'ma have to solve them. Player, I always been a problem. Now I just guess I got some more problems. Used to that shit, nigga.
What's up, y'all? It's the Hood Trucker Show, and I'm the Hood Trucker, and I'm still learning how to work all this stuff. I'm gonna play this a little bit lower in the back. Let me know if the level's good. welcome. Let's see where we at here. Where's the manners thing at? Welcome to the show, y'all. How y'all doing? We're gonna talk about this weather. It's here. Winter's here. Uh, and it's crazy. Winter's here, and it's crazy. These trucks are trash on purpose, probably. Yes, I got a story for y'all too. Did y'all see that short I did with the hat on? Yeah, it was blistering cold. And then I did another short. It's got over 1,000 views now. Of me driving in the snow. It's no joke. I seen plenty of accidents. Plenty of accidents. Winter is here. It's here. It's definitely here. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. This song right here, this is a slapper right here. I like this motherfucker right here. Yes. Yes, this is a slapper. We're gonna let this ride for a second. Doom, 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 doom. Welcome, y'all. There's two people in here. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. We doing. It's late on the East Coast. Oh, I am tripping. Hold on. I forgot to plug my computer. See, I always got some type of problem going on. We gonna yeah, we gonna talk about this weather, man. This weather is crazy. This weather's crazy. I got I got a 2019 truck that ain't worth a damn. It ain't worth the gas you put in it to drive it. Regina, welcome. Thank you for telling me to stay safe. I always I try to stay safe, because you got to be out here in this weather. And we're gonna look at something. We're gonna look at it. Let me see. We've got to queue it up over here. Let me see. Stop sharing right there. Okay. Let's get over here. It's crazy. And wait till I tell you what happened to me though. Wait till I tell you. We're gonna play this. We're gonna put. I gotta share this. We're gonna play this story that they did on. Hold on. Let me. They did on the weather. It's crazy. New Mexico was crazy. I was actually. Well, I can't even do that now. God dang it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. New Mexico was crazy. The truck is crazy. And we're gonna talk about that. Let me get okay. And the winter's coming. Like the wet for start when I was on the west out in Fresno, I think it was raining the whole time I was there almost. And then let's see what we got going here. Let me turn this other camera on. No, I'll leave that like that. I'll leave it like that. When I was in Fresno, the entire time it was raining. So what's moving across the country is the storm. I'll put the other camera on. It's the storm. No, I don't want the solo though. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm tripping. Let's see, I'm tripping. Nope, I don't want that either. Hold on. I start slow. Okay. Okay. No, I don't. Let's see. Start. Here we go. I start slow. Okay. 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 We got that. We got the double angle because I don't know how to only have one. So yet. So we're gonna listen to this story right here. I forgot her name, but they're gonna talk about what's coming across the country. And those of y'all on the East Coast, get ready. Get ready. It's coming. I done been in it. I know it's terrible. It ain't nothing nice. It ain't nothing nice. Yeah. Nothing nice. Let me just check something real quick here. Make sure my levels is okay. I got stuff going everywhere. I don't want to knock nothing down. But you know what? Let's play this. Let's play this story right here first while I'm getting prepared still. Listen to her, man. Y'all on the East Coast, buckle down. It's coming.
Tonight, the major blast of winter from coast to coast, plunging temperatures and a new storm threatening millions in the east. In New Mexico, 21 passengers had to be rescued from a mountain tram after more than 14 hours in the bitter cold. Extreme temperatures and sleet in eastern Arkansas this morning, causing this accident on I-40, backing up traffic for miles. Tonight, the weather whiplash on the way to the northeast. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Tonight, major cities on alert as a new winter storm takes aim at the northeast, bringing a bitter blast of cold and snow just as millions head home after the holidays. In New Mexico, extreme cold stranding 21 tram passengers high in the mountains for over 14 hours. Survivors huddling inside to keep warm.
We got real close and a lot of hugging and just making sure everyone was okay.
Rescuers climbing up towers to retrieve riders. Across the country, treacherous travel. Whiteout conditions hitting the Texas Panhandle. This winter weather follows a New Year's Day storm system that brought heavy snow and flooding rains to several states. In Kansas, low visibility causing multiple car crashes. Life-threatening flash flooding slamming parts of Arkansas. Those same areas now battered by heavy sleet and freezing temperatures. Slick roads in eastern Arkansas causing several accidents on I-40 as that winter storm takes shape in the east.
And Lindsay, in a sign of this weather whiplash, we reached a high of 63 degrees here in Washington, D.C. today. Heavy snow and icy conditions are expected for the morning commute. Lindsay?
Quite an extreme there. Elizabeth, thank you. Let's get right to ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano. Rob, can you time this out for us?
There was so much snow in New Mexico. It was incredible. I didn't know they had to rescue them people up there. That dude on the thing talking about we huddled and like looking like a perv. I'm sure he was. Come on, let's huddle. Let's huddle. I don't mean to laugh at that, but come on, man. Like, that's crazy.
Well, Lindsay, this is going to be the kicker system that kind of changes our weeks-long pattern, and it's going to accelerate as it moves up the East Coast. It does have a tornado threat happening right now. I'll watch out for the Florida Panhandle in through parts of South Georgia. There you see the storms firing. You also see that cold blast and that's ribbon of snow all the way down into Mississippi. So we winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings that stretch from Alabama all the way through southern New Jersey as this thing begins to take shape and wind its way up the East Coast. As it does so, we'll see more thunderstorms tomorrow across the Carolinas, where there's a heavy snow tomorrow morning. Roanoke to D.C., Baltimore, and Philly, 2 to 6 inches of snow. It'll start out wet. The ground is warm, but it'll pile up mostly south of New York along I-95. The big story is the big chill. Temperatures well below freezing after being in the Midwest. Lindsay?
Bracing ourselves here in the Northeast. Rob, thank you.
Yeah, winter's here. It's definitely here. Let me get on the solo thing. Let me see. How you that? There you go. Nope, is that the one? Nope, that's not the one. Okay, which one is it? Oh hell, I gotta go over here and do it. Okay, 1 second. I gotta go over here and do it. There you go. Okay. It's here. Winter's here. I'm gonna show you something else real quick though, in case you didn't see it. Because I'm gonna show you this little clip, right? My windshield wipers quit right after I filmed this. I was like, this has never happened before. I did a podcast on it because I was just so I was just so astonished that they the windshield wipers would quit on me like that. So then let's see, where's that thing? Okay, it's right here. Okay, I'm gonna share this. Watch this. I mean, look. I'm going on 12 years as a driver now, right? And I've pretty much been seeing in all the different, pretty much every type of weather that you can possibly think of. That's snow, sleet, freezing rain, pretty much anything you can think of. Let me see. Let me enlarge that. Pretty much everything you can think of. Tornadoes, dustnadoes. If y'all don't know what a dustnado is, that's when you it's like a dust storm but like a tornado. But then they have what do they call it? Nor'easters. I've been through all of that. And snow is my least favorite out of all of them. People say, "Oh, I can't wait till it snows." Yeah, because you don't have to drive in it. Wait till you have to drive in it and say that. Because driving in it is no fun. Watch, this is a 15-second clip. But, I'm in the snow and I want to capture it. But I don't want to, I don't want to divert my attention from where I'm supposed to be. So I didn't get that much. Matter of fact, I got a ton of footage on my other camera. I'll probably release it later. It's just a ton of it because I pretty much filmed this entire trip. But I'm not going to release it till later because I have to go through it and a bunch of stuff because I'm talking shit to somebody. I gotta edit all that shit out. So, but look at this right here, just 15 seconds, real quick. Now, what that is, um, the reason why now that's a 2-lane highway, right? That's a 2-lane highway, and the reason why the lane that I'm on is darker than the next lane over is because this is where everybody's supposed to travel. This has got the most traction. Although, if you look in between, like if you look like in between the two, the two uh, travel areas, there's a white part right there, and that's snow. And what happens is when you get hot cars traveling over and over and over and over that center line, it freezes and heats up and freezes and heats up, and then it settles as ice. So if you try to, which some people get impatient because this lane is not traveling very fast, and it's for safety reasons. Like, see how far ahead the guy in front of me is? That's another truck. And I purposely leave that much space ahead so that if anything happens ahead of me, I have a lot of time to react to it. You wouldn't think that other truck drivers on this day had that same philosophy because they were piled up. This is like they were piled up uh, ahead of me. So I let all them people go. If you get impatient and you in a hurry and all that, look, I slow down, let you go by me. Get out of here. I don't want to be nowhere near you because you're an idiot. And idiots crash. So I let you go without a problem. I don't have no time. I don't have no timeline because um, safety is my timeline. Again, I've said all along, like I don't care if you yell at me from Monday to Sunday and charge me late fees and what they call not late it's late fee, it's a late fee, it's a fee for being late, but they call it uh, I guess it's a fine or something, a late something, whatever it is. But I don't care if you charge me that because even a $250 fine is not uh it's not as bad as ending up in a ditch. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Hood. People just don't drive carefully in snowy ice weather. Not me. I poke along like. I mean, listen. Again, if people want to talk shit because you driving so slow, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? See, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina area. We might get a little snow, calling for 6 inches in Asheville area. I think it's coming. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Asheville. I've been there before, but I don't remember where it's at. But I know it's moving east. I know Atlanta's gonna get a little. They might get a little a mixture of snow and rain. It's moving up that way. Uh, but and I have Doppler radar. I'm not going that far this time. I'm only going to Arkansas, and then I'm going back to California. Um, but it's coming. Like, be prepared. If it ain't snow, it's gonna be rain. I mean, it's a whole storm, and that thing is moving. That thing is moving. Matter of fact, can I do? Let's do. After we do this, we're gonna look at the Weather Channel, because they got a video on there of this dude. You know, they got a bunch of new drivers out here, and you got to pay attention. You can't be worried about deadlines and all that. I don't like we're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this clip, and I'm gonna tell you about my windshield wiper issue. I mean, it was no joke. It was no joke. This is the this is the other clip that I had about the fuel shortage. People said we don't got no fuel shortage. Okay, they shut the whole place down right there. Look at that. They didn't cordon it off and all of that. And part of it is the weather. Like because these 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 truck stops, rely on trucks to bring them the fuel. And if they're late or anything like that, um, ain't gonna be no fuel. So people think that it's a fuel shortage in that they're not making it or something. No, sometimes it's just a matter of delivery that like they can't get there for whatever reason. Uh, Asheville is a mountainous area. You might get some snow up there. You might get a little bit. Hell yeah. Only time that matters is getting it to destination safe. Absolutely. Um, okay, so you saw what that was like, right? And what happens is any mist in the air, if you've never driven in the snow before, any mist in the air, and let me make this because it's throwing me off. Any mist in the air is it accumulates on the windshield wipers. So one of the tricks that I use when I'm driving in the snow is I put the windshield wipers as fast as they go, and that's so that when it it's moving like this, it's going to knock some of that uh, accumulation on the wipers, because what also happens is when there's ice accumulating on the wipers, it gets under the blade and then it stops wiping. It now you have like you have areas where the rubber's touching the window, and then you got areas where the ice is touching the window, and the ice is not doing nothing, it's just the rubber. So you might have a streak of clear area to look at like this, and you got to be driving like that until you and so I do the wiper, and then have the de-icer, and then I turn the defroster on as hot as I can get it, and on the windshield, so to heat that windshield up. See, always good to have a full tank of gas. Absolutely, it seems to give me more traction. Yes. And the frost on high, absolutely. But here's the thing. This is why I say that these trucks are trash. And like a lot of people say, I just had a meeting. Well, not it wasn't a meeting, but it was. I had, I hadn't seen my cousin in a while, and he brought a friend of his, and they know I drive trucks, and then they know I used to have a business. So they asked me, they asked me about the trucking business, like I'm gonna be enthused about it, and I tell them. I say, look, I tell them just like and they look at me crazy, just like when they look at me crazy when I talk about the weed business. I say, look, I already talked about how I tell them, like, look, the weed business is not a good thing to get into because you got the federal laws that supersede the state law. So the federal law don't mean shit in the state if it's legal. If they want to enforce that, there's nothing the state can do. The Fed's gonna say shut the fuck up and stay out of this because this is federal shit. So in the same way that is the case, the same is the case with these trucks. Now, after I was going through that, and I had to, do the wipers on full blast and whatever, the wipers just stopped working. I mean, it was, and then it started. There was periods of like it wasn't heavy that right then and there, but there was periods where the snow got heavy, and the heavier the snow, the more the accumulation on everything, like the wipers, it's accumulating all across the front of the truck, on the front where the visors are, like above the window. It accumulates everywhere. Like, have you ever seen that show Deadliest Catch? And they're out in the snow. It's like a snowy, but it's like a mist. Like you can see it in the air, but it's not really raining that hard. But they got to keep moving, and it's cold. So it's kind of like the same way when you go to the slushy stand, and they take that ice, and they put it in that machine, and it's throwing out that snowy like mist, and they put it in the cup. Oh, that's the good slush, not that other stuff. They get them in California. They call them Hawaiian or whatever, but that's the same principle. That flaky shaved ice basically is in the cup, and they put the stuff in there. Same thing happens in a truck or any vehicle that you're driving in the snow, right? That's cold weather and it's snowing. So if, for example, it could snow and it'd be like 32 degrees is freezing. Anything above really like 28 is not going to necessarily freeze on the ground. It's going to melt because, for example, when I haul fresh chicken, which in fresh means not frozen, it's at 26 degrees. So that's about as cold as you can get it before it freezes. It might freeze a little bit, but it's like you leave it out at all, and it's going to be back to fresh again. So that's 26 degrees. So I basically use that as a gauge to determine how bad this ice up on the road is going to happen. So if it's 26 degrees or 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 warmer, then I'm gonna have less problem with ice up and ice up on the roads. So if and so when I was traveling, uh, it's accumulated, snow is accumulating, but it's gonna melt. It's not gonna turn to ice. It's gonna melt, but it's gonna take a while because it's I think it was like probably 28 degrees or something like that. But as far as the truck is concerned, it's moving. Um, it's moving. Let's see, I'm last in trucker class. Welcome though, better late than never. The truck is moving, so it's got kind of like a wind chill. So anytime you move in cold air, it's gonna get colder. So I mean, if it's 28 degrees outside, you got the wind, the windshield of the area, and then you got the truck moving. So it's kind of like it's cold. So it'll be colder on the truck moving, which will cause it to freeze more because it's colder. That's why, for example, if you pull over and you wait a few minutes, that stuff's gonna start melting. It's gonna start falling off. A lot of that stuff's gonna start falling off. Not only because if you pull over, you leave the truck running, heat is gonna resonate from the engine, all that stuff. But but just because you're stopped, it's gonna get warmer. So a lot of that ice will start to melt. Um, that black ice is treacherous. I don't drive on that. But the thing of it is, it's hard to see. So you could be like yesterday. I was driving in that stuff, and there were certain periods where I know my truck. Well, any truck that I drive. I mean, you when you drive long enough, you can feel the road, and that's like a skill. And thank you for reminding everyone to hit the like button when you come in. Thank you, appreciate it. It's a skill that you can feel the road pretty much. So yesterday I felt myself sliding a couple times, and I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Once you start sliding, there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. Once you start sliding, the only thing you can do is not make any sudden moves. Like if you're veering off to the side, which is matter of fact, I need that reminds me I need to pull up this other thing. If you're veering off to the side, gradually bring that thing back, because you make any sudden moves, you're gonna be finished. And I've seen a ton of a ton of um trucks in the ditch. Give me a second. With the Weather Channel, let's see. The Weather Channel had this little clip of the Weather Channel. This clip of this dude that fell off in the ditch. Let me see if I can. I know I seen it on my app, but let me see if I can pull it up on the. Let's see. Is that it? It was a truck, and he was driving on the road, and let's see. There's no stopping a tree. I don't see that clip on here. Let me see. Yeah, because it was on my app. Let me see. I seen it on my app. You know what? I might be able to pull it up on the app, maybe. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't see it up here. Um, yeah, I don't see it. What's crazy is Colorado got fires and everywhere else got snow. That's what's crazy. So, let me see if I can put. I don't. Do I even have a weather channel on my phone? Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, because the website is different. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see where they have their videos. Arctic blast. Let's see. Has the people that's trapped. I don't see that. 20 vehicle pileup in Nevada. Dozens crashed in Wisconsin. Um, yeah, I don't see it, but it was a guy was in a 18 wheeler, and he was the only one on the road, and it was a dash cam of the police. And what it showed was the guy, he was slowly veering off into the ditch, and it flipped his truck over. You know, if you like, again, like, you get these dudes that, they don't have a lot of weather driving experience, and they underestimate the power of that ice and that weather and all that, and then when they realize it, um, when they finally realize it, it's too late. And that's exactly what happened. Matter of fact, let me see if I can. I don't think I got Weather Channel on my phone, but let me see really quick if I can pull up the Weather Channel. Here it is. Now let's see if we got the story, because I might have to play it on my phone because I don't know. Oh shit. I got it on the iPad, but I can't show you the iPad because they won't let me share nothing on here. Let me see if we can get it real quick. Jesus Christ. Okay. If you watch it on the replay, make sure you hit subscribe. Let's see. I had to just download it real quick. Let's see. Jesus Christ. Let me see if that clip comes up. Okay. See, even where I am now is 23 degrees. Let's see. They don't have that story up here. I don't see it. See, it's not. It don't even look like it looks on my iPad. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Daily. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't have the story. Latest news. See more. Maybe they do clips from time to time. Let's see.
We know we use a lot of energy all day long. What we're looking to do is be cutting our bills essentially in half with our energy savings. They wanted to make it as easy as they could for us to make that kind of investment possible.
Yeah, let's see. I just seen it. It's not. Hold on. Maybe it's trending today. Nope. It's not here either. I don't know what happened to it, but it was a clip of this truck driver that was he was slowly tipping over into the ditch. So whatever happened is once I got yeah, I'll tell you the story now. So once I got out of that fiasco, yes, always like, subscribe to the channel. Yes, thank you, Regina, appreciate it. Um, Once I got out of that, the windshield wipers quit. And I got lucky because I was probably 5 miles from a truck stop. And it was 5 miles from a major truck stop. And it was early enough in the day um, that uh, I could find a parking space. Because usually, like weather like that, once it starts getting toward the night, you're not gonna find no parking spaces because everybody's trying to get out the weather. Nobody wants to drive in the snow at night. And then if you're going west, they had a big backup. They had all kind of stuff on the 40. I was on the 40, and they had a big backup and all of that going west. So a lot of times, people get the heads up from people that are ahead of them or going east or something like that. That's why it's a good idea to keep some friends uh, that are different parts of the country, and you get a heads up or listen to the CB or whatever. But a lot of times, if it's weather, the truck stop's going to be packed. So I got in there early enough. The bad thing was that it was a Saturday. No, it was a Saturday. Um, it was yesterday. Day after. Wait, what? Shit, what? So I was supposed to deliver today. Okay, okay. I was supposed to deliver today. So it was yesterday, and so it was the first. New Year's Day on a Saturday. Try getting some repair guy to come out there and try to fix your truck. So what happened is I pulled in there. I called dispatch. Said, hey, I ain't got no windshield wipers. I can't move. And they said, okay. They was trying to. I know they wanted to say, if can you make it? And I was like, they didn't have to even ask me that question because I'm not going nowhere with no windshield wipers. And so I sat there. I got some work done. I had terrible internet, so I did a couple of shorts. I did some work on to my website. So I utilized the time, got some work done. I got a new blog on the website too, by the way. I got a little chat thing going on this. I did some improvements. Go check it out. TheHoodTrucker.com. So did that. Woke up this morning, checked the weather. It's sunny. So I said, okay, we can move because where I was Moriarty, New Mexico. There's nothing there, not even internet. So they had a 7-Eleven up the street. That's about it. Oh, they had like Taco Bell and KFC, but they was doing drive-through only, so you couldn't even get no food there. So uh, wake up in the morning, check the weather. It's sunny. So I take off and um, the only thing I don't have any wipers still, but the only thing I'm worried about is all the accumulation from what they put down on the road. Now it's still snow down there. It's not snowing. There's still snow, but it's melting. The snow is kind of melting because sun's up, so that kind of thing. And then when somebody tracks over it, they kick it up on your windshield, and then I can't see. So what it end up happening is that your window starts to look like soap scum, like on your bathtub or on your bathroom door. Your windshield starts to look like that, and the only way I could clean it off is to pull into a truck stop and squeegee it, or I have this stuff called de-icer. I keep extra, and I put it on a rag and I wipe it off and then do it that way. I end up doing that when I got to the truck stop because what the truck stops are supposed to do is put de-icer in the buckets when you put the squeegee in there. Well, this particular truck stop, it was a TA, which is a major chain um, uh, truck stop. They didn't put de-icer because I guess they cost too much money or whatever, and all the squeegees were stuck frozen inside like a popsicle, stuck frozen inside of the buckets, and all the buckets were frozen. So so I had to use the de-icer and wipe all the windows down and stuff to do that stuff by hand, right? So I stopped there, and then the next stop was Amarillo. So we got to Amarillo with a ton of stuff on the windshield. Got in there, and we were able to get a motor because that's what it was. It was the wiper motor, and we were able to get it put on. Um, the petrol there. So it ended up working out, but not always is that the case. So I mean, things could have went bad had I passed um, that truck stop, or um had it been a little later, had it happened a little sooner, I mean, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different scenarios. It just so happens that as soon as I got out of the bad weather, because if I'm driving and it's snowing and the windshield wipers quit, I don't have very much time at all. And not to mention that the defroster really wasn't working that good. Like it wasn't because it didn't work. It's because for some reason it was blowing on the bottom instead of the defroster. And I turned that dial a couple times, different times, maybe got stuck somewhere or something. But I turn and then land on the defroster, and it's still like a, it's barely even coming out of there. And that's all a function of how these trucks are built, which is why I say these trucks are trash. This is why I discourage anybody from starting a brand new trucking company trying to get these new trucks. Uh, my dad always said to pour a bottle of Coke on the windshield to clean road scum. Um, I guess you probably could use. I never tried that. But some of that stuff freezes. Like a soda will freeze, but the de-icer stuff will not freeze. At least it won't freeze. It'll be like if it freezes, it'll be like a slush. So, and you can still it'll still have some moisture, and also it'll work to help some of that stuff de-ice. So I always keep extra de-icer. And matter of fact, it's not even legal in California, but I keep it anyway. So I use that to wipe all the windows because it kind of helps, with ice and stuff. But see, yesterday my problem was ice. Today my problem was the kick up from the chemicals and all of that. I see, thank God you got your wipers fixed. That's so dangerous. Yeah, but you know what was crazy is again I'm working on 12 years experience. It'd be 12 years in about 3-4 months, right? And I called the owner and told him what was going on, and he acted like he didn't know what to do, because he was thinking that we're gonna have to sit there in Moriarty till the next day because he can't get you can't get part. That's a dealer part, and dealers aren't open. There's no dealers in the area, so they're gonna have to call somebody to come bring it to me, whatever. So I said, you know what, screw that. Uh, because I'm not going to sit here another day. There's no internet. There's no nothing over here. There's no food, nothing. So I woke up the next morning, checked the weather. It's sunny, but it's still ice on the ground, kind of. Matter of fact, I had to like jar the brakes loose because when you sit last night it got to 7 degrees. If your truck is sitting in 7 degrees, there's a couple of different things you got to worry about. You got to worry about your fuel gelling. So that's why anytime I'm coming across east and I'm anticipating weather, I get fuel from uh, from a fuel source that's outside of California, because out California don't put nothing in their fuel because it's an additive, it's expensive, and uh, they don't need it because temperatures don't get that cold. Now, if you go moving, the further east you get, the more likely you're gonna get that diesel fuel with the additive that'll stop it from gelling. And if you're sitting in 7-degree weather, you want to get that kind of fuel because your fuel will gel after 32. Um, Maybe a little bit lower, because if you're sitting at 32, you probably got the truck on. Forget all that. Forget all that. Those, what do you call those motors that save fuel? No, because your engine could freeze. I mean, it's all kind of stuff that can happen. The water in the engine can freeze up and cause not to move or something. I never had it happen, but I heard it can happen. But it's just like, the pipes in it, like the pipes burst in a house if it gets too cold. So I always keep the engine run. I don't care nothing about that. We don't have one anyway, but I don't care nothing about that external power source and all that to save fuel. No, I run that truck and I keep the trailer brakes um, off. So I park the truck with the truck parking brake and leave the trailer brakes on, and that's so that the air still flows. Um, if it's really cold, I didn't like it got to 7, which is not that bad. Um, it's bad. I mean, the brakes locked up, but it wasn't so cold that I couldn't bust them just from moving. But if it gets below 0, and you start entering to that territory, what you want to do is you want to pour alcohol into the fuel lines, because alcohol, um, it evaporates, or whatever it does. Alcohol does something to moisture, and it doesn't make it so that your log, because there's moisture in the system, and they have a air dryer um, to kind of help with that. But still, I mean, you're gonna have moisture. Below 0 temperatures, you're gonna have some moisture. So, you put alcohol in the line itself. Like, you pull the thing off, you pour it in the line, and then now that alcohol is circulating in there, that'll keep you from, getting your brakes locked up. Sometimes they freeze to the drum. That's why you leave them on, because when the brakes are on, they're away from the drum, right? If your brakes are on, they're plastered to the drum, or they're pressed to the drum, and that's because it's creating friction so for your brakes, right? So if you keep them on, which means you not only have air circulating in there, but they're separated a little bit, so when you move, it's more likely to let go faster. Uh, let's see, whether if anyone believes it's normal, has done research and still believe the fake media is real. I mean, I can only go by what I see. Yeah, I mean, it's real at the time. I don't know what's going on, and somebody said they got some weather stuff, machines or something like that. I don't know, but I can only see what's in front of me. Yeah, see, this has been a weather warfare on humanity. The snow in OKC last year never melted. Texas weather last year, the same, locked them up. Bill Gates gang. Um, I was in OKC, and the snow did melt. Stop it. They had melted snow. Um, I mean, it was crazy last year. I was in Oklahoma last year. Um, it was crazy, but you know what? Last year, I don't remember. I don't remember like a lot of, like, really serious weather. Not where I was, because I travel pretty much the same route all the time. Now, where I go usually, the roughest areas of where I go is Arizona, New Mexico, uh, Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Once they get through all of that, then East Coast usually take care of the roads pretty good. Like Tennessee, I don't even know if they even get a lot of snow in Tennessee. Virginia, I think they're getting blasted now, or they're about to get blasted in Virginia. I guess I think on the 81 or something. But they're pretty good about it too. But once you get into DC, like if you go to Virginia, start getting into DC, New York, New Jersey, all that stuff up there, man, they got snow plows waiting before the snow even hit the ground. They take care of them roads. Boston, Connecticut, all that stuff. It looked like rain up there. It's snowing, but it looked like rain. It was only one time I was in Maryland where they were plowing and they were putting salt down, and they were just coming down so fast that they couldn't keep up. And when that happens, you do not want to stop, because there were some rest areas that people stopped at, and they got locked in because the plows are plowing all that snow to the side, and it's closing those entrances and exits. There was a dude over there trying to get out. He had one of them little army shovels, and he was trying to shovel. I said, Dude, you're gonna be there till next year trying to shovel that stuff out. I mean, it was. I mean, 'cause you know them big ass plows. They plowing all kind of shit. Like they dumping shit over there. So it's. I mean, that dude was. I wish I could have stayed there and see how long it took him to shovel that out of there. 'Cause you know what them army shovels look like. What's going on, Joe? What's going on with you? What's up with you? What's up with you? Welcome. Um, yeah, and you know, last year, like I don't really remember a whole lot of weather that I encountered. I mean, it was a pretty easy year. Um, could have just been I got lucky, but this year it wasn't. The worst part about it was the fact that the truck failed. Let me close this right. I don't need that anymore. Was the fact that the truck failed. Um, the truck failed. So, and in two ways. One, the froster didn't work the way it's supposed to make it so that I don't have a bunch of accumulation on the wipers or the window. Okay, and then two, the wipers quit. So again, this is why I say these trucks are trash. I would never, I would never, ever start another trucking company again because I feel like this. It's too risky. Like the guy in Denver, I mean, that guy he got 110 years, but I can pretty much I'd be willing to bet that company's out of business. And imagine if that was you starting a new trucking company with a truck or two, and that guy goes over there and does that. Because look, you're not going to be able to pay top dollar to get somebody experience. Somebody with experience are going to look at you and say, "Hey, you don't know what the hell you're doing. All you got to do is, if you got any experience, all you got to do is ask you a few questions. And if you don't, and if you don't, if you don't have the right answer, nobody's going to want to mess with you because you don't know nothing. And then that's risky. See, not much is getting in. Yeah. This is gonna be kind of a short live because I gotta get up and do some running in the morning. I just wanted to. It's a Sunday. This is not necessarily a positive Sunday, but I didn't really see any decent stories. What I did see though is kind of old. How UFC don't pay their fighters very good, and they did I was looking at some stuff that Jake Paul and them was talking about that the NFL pays out like 48% of their earnings. Um, NBA is like 49, and baseball is like 50. Um, but UFC is like 20. Um, there was a guy that did an interview. He said they asked him if he was gonna fight, and he said, "I'm broke. I need to fight." So, which is crazy. I was thinking about doing something about that, but how Dana White is worth like all this money, and you can't pay the fighters. Like I don't know, I don't understand that concept at all. Like even like with record companies and they do all that stuff, they don't. I mean, it's hard for them to get money. Like they put them under the gun. I mean, they put them under they put their foot on their neck, and they're always in the hole. And that's a philosophy that happens with a lot of major corporations. Like I saw a documentary that even the chicken farmers, the ones that raise chickens for like Tyson and all the major chicken manufacturers or distributors or whatever they're called, uh, they don't pay them a lot. They pay them, enough for them to make a decent living. And they require them to buy certain new equipment every few years to keep them in debt so that they can do whatever they want. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. It's just to me, it's just taking advantage of people and all of that. It's just I'm not in agreement with that. Let's see. We had bad weather here in Texas in February last year, 5 days. Oh, that's right. I do remember that. I was going on the 20. You're right. I didn't see any in Oklahoma, but in Texas, yes, I remember. I remember now. You're right. You're right, El Joe. Remember people died in their homes. Yes. And it was because of the electrical grid and how they running that whole thing. I don't know if they ever fixed it or not, but I was on the 20 Uh, I forgot how many miles it was, but it was miles and miles and miles. It was at least a few hundred miles from like Weatherford, Texas. It was like from Weatherford, Texas, all the way to like damn near El Paso. Matter of fact, it was past El Paso. Matter of fact, I did a live, I think, or something, and I was all the way down in New Mexico, I think. I was running on the 20, and it got to the 10. The 20 all the way from Weatherford. Weatherford is like, I think Weatherford is like 400 miles or something from the 20. And then once you get to the 10-20 split, uh, it's 180 miles to New Mexico border, and then it was almost to the Arizona border until it stopped. So that's a long way. And then it was like it was snowing so hard I could barely see past the hood. So, and a lot of them goofy drivers, they were trying to pass you because there was a lot of people in the same lane. They were trying to pass you. Somebody was wrecking, and that's why it was all in the same lane. And then some of the people who drive with no lights on, so I can't see barely in front of my hood. So now I got to keep you. I got to keep you in a certain distance, so I can kind of make out what's going on in front of me. Because if it's stopped and I can't see in front of the hood, and you ain't got your dumb ass ain't got the lights on, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. People was driving in the snow, that heavy snow, and no lights on. These are commercial truck drivers. You're supposed to know that. You're supposed to be safer than a regular person. I see dudes that drive trucks that don't even put the turn signal on. I mean, you that lazy, you can't do like this. You can't do this. You can't do this. You that lazy? I know these truckers be big and fat though, but you can't do this. It's right on the steering wheel. All you gotta do is do this. You that lazy? It's crazy. You see, millions of Texans without power for one or even up to 2 weeks was crazy last year. A lot of folks died in their homes. It was sad. And you remember, I I remember that because I drove through it. Number one, and number two, it was notable that Ted Cruz, he took a flight out of there to, I think he was going to Mexico or something. He went to Cancun or something like that. Uh, they saw him at the airport and they shamed him into saying he didn't mean it or something. That was crazy, right? He gonna like he the one, he the one that voted for that whatever that grid thing they had. I forgot what the story behind that was, but it's something with the grid and Republicans, and I think it's privatized or whatever happened, but something with the grid and all of that, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, I remember now. That was like the only really bad. I mean, that was like notable because I ain't look. First of all, snowstorms don't usually last that long. And secondly, there was no way for you to get off the freeway safely because I tried. I get off the freeway and it's like probably 3 inches of ice on the exits. And I'm trying to, slow the truck down. You can hear the engine going up and down because it's losing and breaking traction. I got the Jake brake on. It's losing and breaking traction. So I'm having to pedal the brakes and all that. I just made it and not slide off into the ditch. I was like, wow. So I forgot where I went, but I go into the truck stop. It's jam packed. It's people sliding all over the truck stop. I went in there. I didn't even stop. I just kept going. I think I might have had to get some fuel or use the bathroom or something. But I ended up going to that truck stop to keep it right on moving. Got up out of there. It's ice everywhere, and I'm sliding. And when you turn, you kind of feel the truck like bumping because it's not break. I was like, man, let me hurry up and get out of here. So I didn't even get off. I didn't get off the freeway until until I was out of it. So I drove probably and we were doing like 50 miles an hour or two, so maybe. Well, there was certain times we were doing like 15, 20, And then once we got closer and closer to New Mexico, it kind of lightened up a little bit. We got up to like maybe 50, and then once it quit, then we was off and raising. But still, like I see exactly, sir. No, Greg Abbott blocked any legislation to call Texas power grid to get fixed. So it could happen again this year if we have 2 to 5 days of freezing this year. Hope not. Yeah, it was crazy, and I feel sorry for them people, man, because they don't have no choice in the matter. That's that Republican, all that crazy. We want to be sovereign and we want to have our own stuff and all of that. And you saw what happened. I mean, I think the trucks, I think the fuel trucks or something was caught up in that or something like that. I forgot uh, the whole deal behind that, but it was definitely a crazy little deal. Um, but that's how I go, and that's the weather. So the weather's coming. Just in case you didn't know, the weather is coming. So I wanted to do a show about it and just talk briefly about that. It's Sunday. I wanted to be positive. That's why I didn't really do the story about the Jake Paul and what's that dude Dana White not paying his fighters. I never thought them dudes. I mean, other than Conor McGregor and one or two other ones, I never thought them dudes made no money. They all look broke to me, right? And I don't understand how they go on that show and make them even more money, and just to get on there to make like they were saying they get $10,000 for the fight, and they get 20,000 if you win. And they're talking about the percentages, like you got to pay the gym, you got to pay this guy, that guy, and by the time you're done, you get a $20,000 check, you got 5,500. So if you don't win the fight, you're in the hole, which is crazy. And then they had this lady who was a female fighter, and I guess what they do is they if you get uh, performance of the night, um, you get a $50,000 bonus. And when they told her she had fight of the night, she fell out because she told a story later that she had to move to Texas or something, and she had to give up her house or wherever she moved to. I think she moved Texas or moved to Texas, and she had to leave all her stuff there because they were broke. Like fighters don't make no money, and they get injuries and they do all that stuff. That's crazy, man. I don't know why you would want to do that. I don't know why, I don't know why you'd want to do that. Maybe because you're on TV and maybe you get endorsements and other things like that. And maybe you can make that profitable, but I don't know, man. That's just a whole lot of wear and tear on the body for a little or nothing. I mean, at least if you go in the NFL or something like you be there a few years, you can get a pension and you can make a little dough while you're there. But that UFC, man, you ain't making nothing, dude. Not especially not right away. Is it Cancun cruise? He sent his family to Cancun, escaping the freezing weather. Didn't come to Texas to help nothing. Yes, he did. If you remember, he when he came back, he had that photo op where he was out there passing out water. Remember that? He came back to help for the TV because he came back passing out water or something. He was handing out and hugging people and kissing babies and all kind of stuff, trying to save face. I was like, man, this dude's a clown. See, we had millions of dollars in damage in our homes because of busted water pipes and sheetrock damage. It was crazy. Yeah, yeah, it was crazy, and it's all because something had to do with the grid, and they didn't. It wasn't prepared. It had old equipment or something. A lot of people lost power and all kind of stuff. Man, I was like, that's crazy. I was really considering moving to Texas before then, and I was like, I don't know if I want to move to Texas. You got some busted pipes and all that, because I really like Dallas. I really like Dallas. Um, and they got some decent opportunities there for real estate and property ownership and stuff like that. I mean, hands down better than California. Atlanta's expensive, but it's not as expensive as California, especially with all the taxes and all that. So that's crazy. That's part of the reason why I moved to Atlanta. Um, Now they did. Atlanta had that snowstorm a few years ago that caused a bunch of havoc on the highways. But if you were able to get home, at least you had power. Mother Nature, be safe out there, trucker. Yes, all the time. You got to be safe, man. You got to be safe. Because I'd rather get yelled at than cause an accident or something. Because look, I'm going on 12 years, no accidents, whatever. And some people get mad, and I don't care. Listen, you can get mad at me all you want to for being late. What would you rather do, though? Would you rather be mad at me for being late, or mad at me for getting your truck stuck and it's going to cost you $20,000? Because that's happened before, not to me, but I was applying for this job at this company, and I was supposed to get his truck. Well, I didn't get the job at the company because the guy got stuck in on the side of a road because he wanted to pull over on the snow. It got stuck, and it sunk. And the owner of the company, had to pay $20,000 for a tow truck to come get it out of there because they said if they moved it, it would roll over. So they had to treat it as a rollover, and rollovers are 20 bands. So I was like, "Hey, man," because anytime I apply to a few of them, because a few different companies, because that could happen. I could get on the job. I don't like how you run your company. I'm not gonna tell you how to run it, but if I don't like it, then I work for somebody else. So I usually um, apply to a few different companies. Let me see. Somebody sent me what looks like a news story. There was no winner in the first Powerball drawing of 2022, and the jackpot rolled over to an estimated 522 million. I bought a Powerball yesterday because there was a 7-Eleven right down the street, and somebody called me and said, "Hey, the Powerball 500 million or something like that, or whatever he said." But nobody won, so I guess I didn't win it either. So, and somebody asked me would I still drive if I won 500 million. If you don't knock it off, you don't get out of here. Listen, I'ma hire somebody. If I hit that Powerball, I'll still come on YouTube from time to time. But if I hit that Powerball though, I'm gonna hire some. I'm gonna pay somebody $100,000 to answer my phone, just say no. Because you're gonna get, if you hit for $500 million, you're gonna get a whole bunch of people asking for money. And that's why I'm gonna say I'm not gonna change my number. I'm gonna keep my phone. I'm gonna keep the same number and everything. But when you call my phone, you're gonna hear my secretary, and whoever that is, the answer's no. The answer is no. I'm gonna hire I'm gonna hire somebody $100,000 a year just to say no. No, 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 no. So listen, we probably talked as much about the weather we could possibly talk about. Um, I'm gonna probably make some dinner and go to bed. It's been a hell of a day. I had to go get the truck fixed today and do a bunch of explaining and stuff like that because dude, they want me to drive, and I was like, dude, I'm not driving. And then I said, look, they had to reschedule because I the truck broke down, so I couldn't make the appointment, so they had to reschedule. Then they're trying to get me to go out there, and they don't even have an appointment yet. So I was like, dude, I'm not doing nothing just because you people say you want me to go. No, and a lot of times they don't like me for that, but I'm like, look, get the appointment time first because it was notable that he said we requested tomorrow, which would have been tomorrow, but he didn't say that they accepted. So look, I'm not gonna just move because you say move, because who knows what's out there. I'm moving in the daytime. It's winter time. these storms is roaming around here. I'm moving in the daytime because y'all don't pay me enough to move at night, because it's way more stressful at night. It's all of that. It's anything is harder at night, because just for the simple fact there ain't much light out there. And so you got these clowns running around. Because listen, I could be in an accident and not even be my fault. Somebody else could be impatient or whatever, and they cause a big accident or whatever. And then not only that, is that I might not could even be involved in an accident. Somebody could be involved in an accident ahead of me, shut the whole place down, and now we're stuck on the freeway in the snow. That's why I'm not moving. Fix that truck, and I'm moving in the daytime. So like, I'm only probably, I don't know, 3.5 hours away from where I need to go anyway. But the appointment is for Tuesday, and I have a day, got on the live, did a live, and now I'm about to get something to eat, go take a shower, and relax. And because I don't get a lot of time, I'm always moving around. I don't get a lot of time, so there's nothing for me to do until tomorrow night, and take off, because if I have another load the same day, I have to take off as late as possible so I can preserve all my hours and stuff like that. I can go pick up the next load and take off. So I'm gonna relax, because I'm probably gonna be doing some maybe not night drive. Well, I'm gonna do night driving tomorrow, so I'm gonna get a little rest, and I'm gonna relax, you know, drink some apple juice, get some dinner, and maybe search around the internet so you can find a story to talk about tomorrow. So appreciate y'all stopping by. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure to subscribe, because we're doing pretty much subscriber only chats from now on. Thumbs up to you, Joe. Appreciate you stopping by. Also, become a member, because we gonna sometimes we do members only chat as well. So become a member. We appreciate it. Go to all my links on the top of the pin thing and take a look around over there. We got the Cash App, the PayPal, the website, the member section. We got a bunch of stuff over there. We got the the podcast, which I'm trying to do daily stuff over there. I think I talked more in depth about the story about the windshield wipers than I did tonight. So that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We might do an early live, since I got to drive later. So we might do an early, maybe kind of a midday type of a live or something. But I got to get my rest. I got to get my rest. And plus, I got to turn this heater on, 'cause it's starting to get cold. I think it was 20 degrees or something where I am. Yeah. I got the truck off. We're going to turn this on. So with that, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we're going to get back real soon. Take care.